welcome back to Onyx Recaps. Today we will talk about the movie Terra Nova. It's a thrilling action movie that was made in 2008. The movie starts with a man named Gillen, who is trying to find a safe place to camp on a cold, deserted island. He walks for a long time and falls into a freezing river, but manages to climb out and keep going. When he gets tired, he rests against a big rock and eats a flower. While he rests, he thinks about how he ended up on the island. Gillen is in jail for life because he killed 6 men. One day, he is taken to see the prison governor, who asks him what he dreams of. Other prisoners are also being called to the governor's office and ask the same question. Moriak wants to see the sea, Obsian wants to work at the prison, Talia wants to watch the progress of a space station, and Sipa wants to see women. But we don't know what Gillen wants. The governor tells them they're going to a new prison. They're all put on a ship and put into cells, just like in the old prison. Obsian acts like he's in charge and even kills someone to take their bed. When the ship starts moving, the prisoners panic and think they're going to die at sea. In Terra Nova, the prisoners on the ship start getting violent. Obsian pretends to negotiate but ends up killing the man they were looking for, causing a riot. The prisoners start hitting and killing each other through the bars. In Terra Nova, the fight between prisoners ends quickly when the guards arrive and use sleeping gas to knock them out. Later, they are taken to a deserted island where they are handcuffed and listened to by Mr. Olafsson and Marta, the heads of the Terra Nova project. Because the death penalty is no longer allowed, prisons are running out of space for criminals. So the Russian government has offered this land for the Terra Nova project, funded by some international organizations. Now, the prisoners are colonists living under the project's protection, and everything they need to survive, including 3 months of food, is being provided. The prisoners are taken to a deserted island where they're put in numbered handcuffs and are told about the Terra Nova project. They're being watched by a satellite and there are communication buoys for them to request things they need or to leave the project. If they leave, they'll be returned to prison. The guards drop numbered keys for their handcuffs before leaving. The prisoners run to grab the keys and fight over them. Gillen, Sipa, and Starry choose not to join the fight. One gang takes control and gets some weapons from the crates left by the guards. They send a man to press the button, but another gang attacks, starting a fight. Many prisoners die. After the chaotic fight for the keys, the remaining prisoners gather at the warehouse to distribute the supplies. Obsian finds tools to break his handcuffs and Gillen packs some supplies and a jacket. Sipa says they won't have enough food for 3 months. Gillen decides to leave the area to find a way off the island. He explores until he finds a sheltered area without snow and sits down to rest. He looks at a picture of his family and falls asleep, feeling homesick. After a while, Gillen wakes up to the sound of rodents eating his supplies. Later, when it starts raining, he finds shelter under a rock formation and starts a fire to keep warm. He catches a bird and cooks it over the fire. Sipa comes across him and tries to steal his knife, but Gillen catches him and takes it back. Sipa offers some salt and his help in exchange for some meat, and Gillen agrees. Sipa goes to get more wood and sees a family picture hanging on the rocks. He blows a kiss at Gillen's wife. They share the roasted bird and fall asleep. When Gillen wakes up, he finds out that Sipa has stolen his family picture. Gillen gets angry and beats him up and pushes him off the cliff. Sipa doesn't die because he falls on a hill. Even after the fight, they continue exploring the island together. Sipa plays with the trash in the water while Gillen tries to catch fish. They find a centipede-like creature in the water, which scares Sipa. Gillen and Sipa find part of a seaplane and eventually the whole plane. Gillen, who used to be a pilot, sees hope in the plane as a way to leave the island. However, they can't move the plane on their own. Back at their shelter, they start a fire with some matches from the warehouse, but the smoke is toxic. They move away and fall asleep, but Sipa wakes up spouting nonsense. They realize the cold will kill them soon, so they head back to the base to find some coal. In the base, Obsian and his gang are in charge and they have control over the supplies. Gillen and Sipa manage to find the coal box, but they fall asleep by the fire and are caught by Obsian's men when they come to roast their latest prisoner. Gillen and Sipa are caught and taken back to the base by Obsian and his gang. Yakut tries to remind them that they fought together during the ship fight, but Estinets insults him and hits him. Yakut is then put in the barracks with Gillen and Sipa. They watch as the last standing man is tied to a pole and killed. Later, the group talks about rebelling against the gang. They are unsure, but Shram convinces them to try. The next day, Talia shows Obsian a secret trap he installed in his workshop to catch thieves. After their daily walk, Estinets tries to get the group to play their usual game, But only 2 men run while the rest stand back and unite. Yakut throws a rock at Estinitz to silence him. Jilin offers Obsian a deal. If he lets them go to the boy and ask for food, he'll tell him where the plane he found is located. Obsian agrees and opens the gate to let them out, while Talia and Jilin go with 2 other men on the boat. Obsian learns from his men that Jilin was a pilot whose family died in a plane crash, and he went to jail for killing flight dispatchers at the airport with a rifle. The group runs back to the barracks since fighting would be dangerous. On the boat, they reach a buoy but it's broken, and Talia's tools can't fix it. Back at the shore, Jilin tells Obsian that food is coming, but he doesn't believe it. Talia reminds him about the existence of a plane, but Obsian is skeptical. Nonetheless, Obsianka is inspired to move around with his arms open like a plane. Talia uses this chance to attack and kill Obsian. Amerbek and Arjanov help by killing the rest of Obsian's group. Estonia runs away before they can catch him. Jilin suggests they free the prisoners and wait for food to arrive. The others are skeptical, but Talia thinks they should be buried. They all agree to stop using each other as food and cooperate while waiting for help to arrive. The group decides to send a team to rescue the plane and repair it to escape later. However, Sipa interrupts them and claims there's no satellite while trying to write an sauce message using sand and 3 bodies. Eston returns to the base, and they decide to share their food with him despite what he's done to them. Jilin guides a group of men to the plane, and they are happy to see it's true. They take it apart and carry the pieces back to the base. Marta arrives with guards, and they use gas to keep the men away. Jilin talks to her and requests some items they need, including gas for the generators, which are wind-powered but don't work during the polar night. In reality, they want the gas for the plane. They also ask Jilin what they were doing far away from the base, and he lies, saying they were fishing. Jilin tells them there are 87 colonists left, and many are sick, but nobody wants to leave. Marta allows him to make a personal request. After the guards leave, Jilin and his men try the gas in the plane and confirm it works. They watch a new group of American prisoners arrive as the guards and Marta leave the island. The new prisoners had a leader who refused to shake Jilin's hand and instead hit him, causing a fight to break out between the 2 groups. It was a brutal fight, with everyone fighting to kill. Sipa took Jilin to hide in the workshop, and when one of the Americans followed them, he fell into a trap and died. Arjanov fought against the American leader but was overpowered. But Amerbek came to his rescue and killed the big man. The buildings caught on fire, and the leaders of the project watched everything from a distance. When things get too dangerous on the island, Marta calls for backup and they shoot most of the prisoners. Marta burns Jilin's letters to keep them a secret. Some prisoners survive by hiding in the mountains or the hangar. Jilin, Sipa, Arjanov, and Talia manage to push the plane out, but Sipa decides to run away instead. The remaining 3 get on the plane and take off while being shot at by the guards. Unfortunately, Arjanov and Talia die, but Jilin survives and escapes to freedom. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more recaps.